Hey folks, it's break time, and that means it's another edition of the Anime Break Room with your host, Will Medina. And this is week 2 of 2, with the beer being absent from his vacation from the beautiful islands of Hawaii. So if you're listening, brother, can't wait to have you back next week. But last week, I was able to have my baby sister, Daisy, with me, which was, for me, a dream come true. We were able to talk about one of the most popular duos, one of my favorite duos of anime of all time, Gong and Killua. And doing that with my sister was, like I said, a dream come true. I definitely has a special place in my heart for that episode. And doing that with her was it was great. She did great. So D, if you're listening, shout out to you. We're definitely gonna have you on a couple more episodes. So can't wait for that. This week on the break room, I have two very special guests, two guys that I know for 15 plus years. two of my very best friends. One, my cousin, who I love dearly, who is I've known for, like 20 years. It's been a long time. And then my best friend, other best friend that I know for 15 plus years. And this is what we do. We talk about anime. So this week, me and my two very special guests are going to get into one of the most popular arcs in Bleach, which is a Soul Society arc. And the two guys that are with me here today are Angel Diaz and Israel Luciano. So guys, what's up? What's going on? How we doing?
Doing good, man.
Doing great, bro. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Like I said, I appreciate you guys being here, man. It means a lot to me. It does. It means a great deal to me that you guys are doing this. I know everybody's busy. I know everybody has their lives, but for you guys to make time for this, it's like I said, it has a special place in my heart. You know, words can't describe what you guys and my sister have done for me for the past 2 weeks. So I'm gonna hold back the tears for right now. But it means a lot to me. So. But let's jump into it. Let's have our audience get to know you guys a little bit more. Let's do our Chop Talk segment. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. So, like I said, I have these questions for you guys. Like I said, the audience get to know you a little bit better. So, whichever one wants to start. Angie, you want to start first? Or before we go on any further, I never call these guys by their first name. I don't. So, it's been 15 plus years since I've called these guys by their first name. So, when I call for Angel, his name's gonna be Lito, and then Israel is Ito. So there's one letter that separates these
Lito
guys
and Ito, the duo.
Yeah, these guys are a duo too. They're a duo, but it's just one letter that separates these guys from their names. But yeah, so Angel is Lito, and Israel is Ito. Hopefully you guys can remember that. Hopefully nobody gets confused, but. It's easier for me to try to involve these guys in conversations because I have never called them by their first name ever. You know, it's bad enough that I get the beer's name wrong all the time. So, you know, with these guys, I call them by their nicknames. So, guys, like I said, Chop Talk segment. Lito, first question, and I think it's a very important question because everybody has a start to everything. So what got you into anime? What was the first thing that caught your eye with anime?
Well, just like almost everybody else, it was in middle school, going home right after school at 5:30, turning on the TV and seeing that Dragon Ball Z action. And it was just over from there, watching everything, all the anime right after that. Saturday nights also.
Do you remember the first episode that you saw?
I think the first episode had to be the Saiyan Saga.
Oh,
it was when Raditz came. Then we just see Gohan
going crazy,
going right through him, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start watching this every day.
Yeah, the power ups caught your eye. The action caught your eye. Yeah, and then like you just like I'm pretty sure like everybody else thought, yo, this cartoon's crazy, but you didn't know exactly what it was until further down the line.
Exactly.
Ito, same question for you, man. What was your moment? What was your moment that caught your eye?
I think it's like the same thing with everybody. It's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Ball Z opened the doors for a lot of people, but I stood for the character development of like other animes that when you have someone that grows with them, change up everything. I think it's really great.
Yeah. I say the same thing. We all grew up in that Dragon Ball Z era. We're all. You're 30, right, Ito? You're 30 years old?
Yeah.
Okay, so we all grew up in that same era. But like I said, Dragon Ball Z started to boom. But it opened the door for so much more.
Exactly.
You know, and we were able to get that variety. And I think that's for me, that's why I love anime so much. Because it has so much variety.
Yeah, exactly.
It's whatever you can pick from a hat, anime has it, you know. So like I said, kudos for Dragon Ball Z to open the door to give North America that anime boom. But like you said, and I'm the same way. I stick with it because of the variety that anime has.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, like Dragon Ball Z is a starter, but like you said, it opened up doors. You can kind of turn your brain off when you watch Dragon Ball Z, but then there's other animes where you just sit down and gets you on the edge of the seat.
Right.
It's like, yo, what's happening next?
Yeah.
Episode by episode.
Yeah, like what's gonna happen? Like, oh, I gotta see. Like nowadays, streaming, we can catch the next episode. When we have to wait weekly, that was torture. Like I understand when the beer was saying it, dude, it was torture.
It was, dude. When you missed it that week, you missed it. There was no. I remember VHS. Nobody knows what VHS is anymore. And I remember VHS. Like we had to record it. You know, if you knew we were gonna miss it, if we were doing something that day, we had to go. Oh, I'm gonna record it. Yeah. So we had to
have a whole season on tape.
Yeah.
Or intros like you had.
Oh, that was my brother and sister. Yeah.
They had a bunch of anime intros.
Yeah, the song tape. That's what they called it.
That was so cool.
The bangers.
Yeah. Second question for you guys. What is your favorite anime moment or scene?
So with me, it's got to go with one of my favorite animes. Is in Code Geass, the end of the season, the first one, where you just see Lelouch trying to track down Nanali, trying to save her from V2. And as soon as he's about to open a door, they're in Kamina Island, Suzaku just shoots a bullet past him.
Cracks a mask, right?
Not yet, but just gets his attention. He turns around. They start going at it a little bit, word for word. Colin comes up. Ask Colin if you want to find out who Zero really is. All of a sudden, shoots that mask. Splits into two, blood coming down.
Oh, that reveal, yes.
Oh my
that
goodness.
was on slow motion.
One of the best reveals. And you know what Code Geass also has? One of the best plot twists.
Oh, so many plot twists.
Yeah.
And
especially the end. The end plot twist got everything. I didn't want to. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. If you know, you know. I don't want to spoil anything. Definitely recommend it. But that is a good scene. The end of season 1.
And then they just ended with the two just both pointing their guns at each other and screaming each other's names. And boom, season 2 waiting.
I got chills.
Dude,
I got chills talking about
goosebumps.
that. Yeah.
I watched it both in dub and in English.
I never watched it subbed.
Just that scene. I didn't watch the whole it was just that specific scene.
How did it sound?
It sounded good.
Okay.
But it sounded better in English.
Yeah.
Like it was something that
JYB.
Johnny Young,
I was gonna say
Johnny Young
JYB.
and Leon, the voice actor of Sasuke. They're just their voices together, like they have chemistry.
Wait, the voice actor of Sasuke did Suzaku?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he played Sasuke.
Yeah, you know that's perfect.
Yeah. And just what they had together, it just
Suzaku.
it was dynamic. It was dynamic. It was so good.
Yeah. I'm glad we brought up JYB because JYB is for us he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, and that is a goal of mine is to have JYB on this podcast. Fingers crossed. One of my goals. We're all a huge fan of Johnny Young Bosch. We love his work. From Ichigo to Lelouch.
Tune in, Johnny.
To Vasher. Yeah, absolutely. So we love JYB's work. But last question, and probably just out of curiosity, and I think we always have this conversation of who is your top favorite anime characters, right? We always kind of have that conversation here and there before, right?
Yeah, usually when we like discuss or in a group chat.
Yeah.
Somewhere like when we're watching the anime, it was like, this is my favorite character right
there.
Yeah, this is my character right here.
That's my dude. So what is your guys' top 3 favorite anime characters? Go ahead, Ito. You go first.
Like honestly, it's hard for me to.
You don't have to rank them.
Yeah. Like it's hard for me to even choose from like the ones that I like. It would have to be Simon the Digger from Gurren Lagann. Like
What was the line that Kamina always said?
Believe in the me that believes in you.
Oh, dude, that's
And
the
the other one is grit your teeth. Well,
I like the first one better.
Yeah.
punches him. But no, yeah, from a simple digger in the underground city, to being the one to free the human race from the underground to the surface.
Right.
And them having a whole life again above ground, and they made a whole city. They built cities, communities, and then ending it off with him being a wanderer.
I love that.
Like he didn't stay there to be their leader.
Yeah.
Like they did a statue in his honor, and he's just him and the little mole just took off and just to travel the world, just to see the world for Kamina.
I love that how it ended with him being a wanderer. That I think that was one of the most perfect endings in anime. Just to see that like he had his resolve. It looked like he had his resolve, and you know he was going to another aspect or another venture in his life. So
Yeah.
I do. It was awesome.
From underground to the surface to
Yeah.
outer space.
Yeah.
Like just that turnaround. Like he like this world is huge.
Right.
And I still wanna see it, you know?
That was
Second will probably be, I'm gonna take it from your list, Lito. Is Light
Yagami.
Yagami from Death Note. Like a guy who just lived a life day by day, getting bored, and he had this opportunity to change it, and he did. Not the best way,
Right,
you know. Like I'm
yeah.
not siding with him his decisions, but like I get it, where he was like, someone has to do it,
Right.
and I got the power to do it.
He was like a thrill seeker.
It turned into
Turned
that.
into a
Yeah,
thrill
like
seeker?
it definitely turned into that, where he just ended up saying, you know what, I like this feeling. Like I'm able to do it, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I do it good.
You know what? It's funny, and me and Eric and Lito always had this conversation, especially when that Adult Swim block, when they had coincidentally they had Code Geass and Death Note playing back to back. Who can outsmart who? Lelouch or Light?
Lelouch.
Obviously, yeah.
I feel like that might be a topic for another episode, because
Yes.
that you can't just narrow it down.
Yes.
Because they're both strategic.
Yes.
In their own
different
way.
ways.
Yeah, in their own way. In their own way.
Yes.
You know,
But we have a biased opinion over here.
It's not biased, it's fact. Lelouch.
like I can't just simply pick like, okay, either Lelouch. I can't just say it's gonna be him hands
Right.
down, or Light Yagami
Right.
hands down. So it's really hard to choose.
It is a good debate. It is. I think it is a good debate, and I don't think a lot of people give Lelouch credit, because Lelouch is very smart. He's very strategic.
Oh yeah,
But Light's up there too. Like definitely.
it's a whole other beast.
Yeah.
And third, it's someone that like I just loved in Naruto, and it had to be Neji.
Yeah.
Neji, he was a douche
At first.
and then he turns full circle.
Yeah. His development was
Yeah,
awesome.
and it goes down to the way he was his upbringing.
Right.
He was always in the shadow of the first house.
The main branch.
The main branch. When he was like a prodigy, like he was gifted with the abilities to do what the main branch should be doing, but since he was born in the branch that he was in,
Right.
he was just nothing more than just a servant.
Right.
So the bitterness there, also with the bitterness what happened with his father, came to him just not liking him. But of course, with the help of Takano Jutsu from Naruto, he woke up, saw the light, and actually became one of the great characters, especially with the Sasuke retrieval arc.
Bro.
When he popped off with the 128 palms, that stand gave me goosebumps.
that fight with Kimimaru.
Yes.
That fight was.
Yes.
That's probably my second favorite fight in that arc. It probably is in Naruto top 5 fight, in my opinion. It has to be a top 5 fight, because Neji was on the brink of death.
Yeah, they all like everyone,
were.
everyone that went to go rescue, like go with Naruto rescue, they all were. But
Because all those ninjas were technically stronger than all of them. They were technically stronger than all of them. But I mean, just to see them fight for their lives, at such a young age, and then they have to go past their limits, above, their limits and everything. It was awesome. Like, that arc was still my favorite arc of Naruto.
Yes, that's my favorite too.
Neji was so cool.
Yeah, dude, he was like that Keke Genkai. Like, I thought it was the best one ever. Like 360 degrees. No blind spots besides tiny little pinpoint. But
he had the one little blind spot.
They all got the little blind spot, but just the whole fact that he was a impenetrable wall was just
his
so cool.
defense, and then the way he turned his defenses into offense, like the palm rotation and the tuning exam when he fought Naruto. That was, dude. When I rewatched it and literally listened to Ten's explanation, I said, that is the ultimate move. Like, that is the ultimate transition. Like, just, okay, I'm stopping your jutsu, but I'm throwing it back at you 10 times forward. Yes. And then I was like, dude.
And then chakra points. He's able to shut them off. Like, that's besides a taijutsu specialist, it's just like, that's just you.
Yeah.
If I cut you off,
it's a wrap.
You're done.
It's a wrap.
So, yeah. So, Simon, Light, and Neji.
Yeah. That's a good list. I like it. All right, Lito. Let me bear. Lito likes to bash everything I like. So
I do not.
No. But all right, Lito.
I do.
Your top three.
Well,
is this in order? Is this in order or is it?
Yeah, I'm doing in order.
Okay.
Because number 3, I'm at the pound Ito with this. It is Light Yagami.
Okay.
So good.
Okay.
I'll do number 2. It's the legendary Batosai Kenshin Himura.
Yo, actually. The remake's coming out. I know, and I reference you when I talk about Kenshin because I know that's one of your favorite animes. So I know you're super excited for this. But you were saying to me, sometime I can't remember. It was a while ago. You were saying that the remake is basically now being based off the manga. Is that what's going on? Or it's following the manga more than the original did, right?
I think it's just following it more right now.
Oh, no, it had the Full Metal treatment? Or it's getting the Full Metal treatment? I didn't know it derived from it.
Yeah. I
so
think
the animation will be crisper and all that.
But that's what you were telling me, right? Like the original anime kind of went away from.
I'm just not sure about the last arc.
Okay.
But other than that, it should almost all be the same.
Okay. But yeah, I know, like I said, I know you're excited for it. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that I started right after Dragon Ball Z. That was like a late night one also.
I have fond memories like with my stepfather. Like, he would watch it with me. Like, any anime with swords, or any cartoon, because it was cartoons to him. It was either Samurai Jack or Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh, okay.
So anybody with swords. And I remember, like, it's a hot summer days in the Bronx, and we would just watch it.
That's awesome.
And, like, I remember me and him watched when he fought the final, not the final, I don't know if it's the final arc, the final boss, but the dude who with the bandage.
Oh, Makoto Shishio.
Yeah, I were just me and him watching it. It was just epic. Like, so I think, and it was literally like it was that transition after Dragon Ball Z right into Rurouni Kenshin.
You know what? With the guy that was in Shishio's group that I really liked was the kid. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember it, but we'll be remembered this time when it comes again.
Bro, he was fired.
I'm glad it's coming back up. It escapes me. So
yeah, no, he was a good character because he had like this. He had this like this happy.
Yeah, no emotion type of thing.
Yeah. He just had a happy, like, it was like an empty smile he had. But his backstory was super sad. Like, he went through a lot when he was a kid, and Shishio found him. And it's kind of one of those things where I live for Makoto Shishio kind of thing. But yeah, he was a good character. I liked his
like Haku and Zabuza type beat.
Yeah, it becomes one of his best.
I live for him. Yeah, kind of like that, and like Kimimaro and Orochimaru. Yeah, like that too. So.
Oh yeah, I'm your vessel.
Yeah.
I'm just here to serve you.
Yeah.
But we get to be reminded that again this month, along with Bleach.
Yeah, can't wait.
But then my number 1, Lelouch v. Britannia.
I saw that coming.
Everybody saw that coming. Everybody that knows me.
Yeah.
They say honestly, oh yeah, Lelouch.
Honestly, Lelouch is a very good character. I think Lelouch is an underrated character. I don't think a lot of people talk about Lelouch.
He's one of the characters I've seen that became hero and villain in the same anime.
Yeah.
And there's also the fact that it's like people consider it a mecha anime.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a little bit, right?
Yeah, so people kind of like, it has mechs. I'm not gonna watch it.
Mixed feelings about it.
Yeah. So like, but you have to watch it.
But there's so much drama.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. When you watch it, there's the psychological aspect to it, the plot twist, the backstories and like the reasonings.
Yes.
And how far would this person go? It's insane. Like it's not just also Lelouch. It's like even people that he come in contact with.
Right.
And he like and how he uses them.
Right.
So that's crazy.
I think if I didn't watch Gundam before that, I wouldn't like it as much because it did take a lot from Gundam. Like it's very political.
Yes.
It has mecha, and it was pretty much not a carbon copy of that, but it was related to that.
Inspiration, I could see.
Yeah, inspiration.
Yeah, it definitely had some inspirations from Gundam.
But it was able to be its own thing, which I also like.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can see, but it was still like its own thing. Like I think as far as like the Giya's power and that it definitely brings some sort of supernatural ability into it. So it wasn't like, I get what you're saying, but it was still its own thing. So like I'm a big Gundam fan, and I still like Code Geass. I still think Code Geass is one of the best. I think I have it in my top 5. Like it's one of the best animes I've ever seen.
I know.
Here we go.
But that's my top 3 right there.
Yeah. No, that's a good list. That's a good list. You know what? Real quick though, guys. In honor of last week's episode, do you guys have a favorite duo? Because listen, mine is going to Killua.
It's hard enough to pick 3 characters.
I know.
It's
But off the top of your head, like I know. But mine's is going to Killua, and I really think this the aspect that they bring, like them as children and how they had to grow up, with their adventures and everything. I just feel like going to Killua, it was so great and so unique. The Hunter x Hunter anime was unique, period. But if you guys don't have one at the top of your head, that's cool.
Dude, I really don't. I had one last week when I was listening to the episode.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and it escaped me.
Really? Oh.
Dude, I can't remember what anime or duo that I actually enjoyed.
The reason I asked, because I know yesterday when we talked, you was like, dude, Golden Killua, your favorite duo. And I was like...
I know, that's when it literally escaped me. Like, I had it, and it just went...
Yeah,
gone.
No, but I mean, like I said, I just finished Hunter x Hunter. I just finished it.
Also, that's why it's like so super fresh.
Yeah. So, but
no, but I
go ahead.
Like I did chime in like when you and Daisy were talking with Gon and Killua and how they were like they were kids.
Yeah.
And fulling through and Gon is so super naive and oblivious to things.
Right.
Killua, he grew up. He already knew what violence was. He knew how to kill people. He knew what murder was. So he
lived in that world.
Yeah, he lived in that world. So he seen Gon, got attached to him and seen how pure he was, and he was like, "Hey man, I gotta protect this child at all costs," And I could see that's why that's the bond grew from him. Like, I want to keep him as pure from this evil world as possible.
It definitely,
because also his sister, like remember he has that sister that was like locked up, and like he was like, you know what, if I can't protect her, I'm gonna at least protect somebody.
Right. I definitely did feel like Killua was the older brother. Yeah. With them two especially. Mm-hmm. So it was that's a good way of looking at it too. He definitely took Gon, and he definitely protect that innocence and didn't want him to get away from that, to live a life of violence and everything. So, Lisa, you got your duo or no? And listen, I didn't know you were a big Hunter x Hunter fan. I didn't know that.
Yeah, once I just kept saying it. When I finally watched it, I was so mad that it took me so long to watch Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, okay.
And now I know there's other animes that I'm gonna watch that took so long that I'm gonna be upset that it took me that long to watch it.
Oh.
But I'm just going to mention a duo that I'm pretty sure we all know of. It's kind of new, and we'll agree that they're pretty cool. It's Mikey and Draken.
Oh, that's a good duo.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a good
Tokyo
one.
We've all watched
Tokyo
it. We're all
Revengers.
into it. Yeah, so I was like, you know what? Might as well just bring that up since we all like them both anyway.
Listen.
I got to watch season 2.
Listen.
I got Hulu.
I haven't finished season 1 yet. But yes, I haven't finished season 1 yet. But
Slacking.
Mikey Mikey's a good character, but Draken is his voice of reason.
Yeah, literally, it is.
He's the voice of reason. Because I remember when they were in the hospital, when they were visiting the girl. Yeah, he made him bow his head. Draken made him bow. He's like, bro, even though
he's
we're
like,
not
what the F
wrong,
I gotta do this for?
Right. He's like, bro, even though we're on the wrong, we still gotta pay our respects because the life that we live. So
yeah,
I
dude.
do like their aspect. I do.
Dude.
I just finished the part.
Me.
I did finish the part where they had like their little spew, like they kind of had a little argument or disagreement because one of their members of their gang got arrested because he killed one of the other guys, or he stabbed one of the other guys.
Oh yeah, when they were having that one fight in that
yeah, Pop.
Pop.
Yeah, that's what it was. So, but no, that's a good duo. I like them. They're pretty good. But that was cool, guys. I appreciate it. So I think with that, you guys want to jump into our lunch break topic? Jump into the Soul Society.
The Goat Society.
The Goat Society. All right. Yeah, Lito is a big Bleach fan. You too? Are you?
I'm a fan.
You're a fan. Are you as big a fan as?
I'm sure we all agree that the Soul Society is one of the
Soul
best
Society.
arcs all anime.
Of the anime of all anime.
All anime.
Of all anime, you tripping?
of Bleach, maybe.
Of Bleach.
It's my second. I still like the Iran even though they did my man Ukiura dirty.
I mean, you get plenty of character development.
I do.
Great fights.
Yes.
The storyline. What else do you want?
I still think there were better fights in the Arankar series.
I mean, they definitely were.
Especially the Ichigo Grimmjow fights.
Oh, that was top tier.
Yeah,
that was top. That was top.
It was amazing. Like this, it took many episodes, which I loved.
Yeah, right.
Because it wasn't boring.
Right.
But each had a development in those episodes. The Soul Society arc, it introduced everything.
Yes.
I guess that's why it's like it's
kind of iconic.
Yeah. Like it shows the growth of Ichigo, and
you see the extra development as far as like the abilities. That extra step, that level, the next level.
Yeah, you learn
Bankai.
you learn more about Sanpakuto's and all that stuff. So
right,
it's up there.
So let's get into it. You guys, I know, like I said, I started from the Reggie fight. Because that's where it really picked up as far as like the rescuing Rukia part. So did you guys watch the build to the arc?
Yeah, because I thought that's what we had to do for our homework.
I know. I was like, dude. Okay, no, I'm just watching because I thought, like I said, I'm just watching the Reggie fight.
I just watched it to watch it. I wanted to watch one episode and I got caught up and then watched from 20 till 63.
Oh,
he fell down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, he did.
I was trying to find one and it just said, you know what, just keep going.
So they from Urahara's shop, they get into the Soul Society, right?
Yes, they have to go travel in between. I forgot that void place. I'm just gonna call it a void. I forgot what it's called with that train sweeper.
Being chased by that train sweeper.
Yeah, they have to like just hurry up and then try to make it through before, because it was like every Tuesday or something like that that the train would come and clean up the mess that's left behind. They're like, oh well, Yoriichi was like, I guess this day is the day. Why do we have to go this day? It's just here. And like if they got caught, they would have been done day one. Oh, no matter how
mission
strong
over.
Yeah, mission over.
Okay, so they're running from the chain sweeper. They finally get to the Soul Society.
Yeah. They ended up going to one of the Providence. Like I forgot the name of it, but like they weren't in where they needed to go. They were like think Attack on Titan. Like they were in like the outer ring of it.
Okay. But that's where the Sheeta clan was at, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, so they still have ways to go to get to the Sheeta clan.
Yeah, they had to because they had to find a new way
to get into the Soul Society.
Because when they went, because Ichigo beeline straight, because he saw, he was like, oh, that's the capital, that's where we gotta go.
Oh yeah,
so
the Serite.
Yeah, and then the walls came down to barricade them.
Oh wait, is that where Gin met them? Gin met them there, right?
Yeah, right after.
First it was the gatekeeper. He pulls up with them 2 axes. Thinking like, oh, you're not gonna pass me. I am strong. That's why they trust me with this. And then Ichigo's like, yeah, but I trained.
he worked him easy then, basically.
Yeah, it took him a while. Like, yeah. The guy was confused. He was like, yeah, why I'm not killing him in one blow?
Oh, okay.
And Ichigo's like, I got this, fam.
Then he brought that second axe and then just broke them both.
And then so he lost. Once he lost, I forgot his name. once he lost, he was like, well, guys, you beat me fair and square. I'm going to open the gate for you. And that's when Ging Ichimaru came. He was like, you lost the fight. Why are you opening the door? It's a fight to the death. So he went to go kill him, the gatekeeper. Oh. And Ichigo got pissed. He was like, what are you doing fighting an unarmed man?
See, I think I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because... Now, let me not jump ahead. Let me just, so we go up there. They finally meet up with Shida, with the Shida clan. They meet up with Ganju. They jump into her flower cannon. Is that they call it?
They're like a fireworks specialist.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was like, "This is like my new improved invention, and we're gonna use this to get into the Soul Society."
But don't lose control because you'll blow up.
Yeah. You gotta. She gave them this device to like control your spiritual pressure.
Right.
Everyone has to be like in sync.
Okay. Can't do too much, too little.
Yeah. Just to break into the defenses.
Now it's funny. Because their last name, I can't remember the sister's name, but the brother of the Shida clan is Ganju.
Yes.
But their last name is Shida. And it's funny that I didn't put two and two together when I first watched it back in maybe 2005, 2006. Mm-hmm. But, his last name is Kurosaki.
Yep.
Ichigo. But his dad's original last name is Shida.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, I didn't put two and two together that he's from that clan.
Yep.
That's his family.
It took me a Wikipedia search.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to figure out like the name of the dad or something.
Right.
And I'm like,
try to put two and two together.
Hold on. Start piecing the puzzles and I'm like, oh, he's related. And I clicked and sure enough they explained like, so they're like cousins.
Yeah, they're distant cousins.
But
right?
they don't know it.
Right. At this point they don't know.
They have no idea. I don't think they even touch up on it, to be honest.
Because who knows how long they've been alive, right? In the Soul Society?
It had to be a while.
Yeah, because like when you die...
They're probably like ancestors or something.
In Bleach world, when you die in the world of the living, you go to the Soul Society.
Right.
And then you could live there for a whole nother life.
Right.
Plus some. And when you die from there, you get reincarnated back to Earth.
Oh, okay.
And then with no memories. And then,
it's like a brand new life.
Yeah, just brand new life. And it's just a cycle repeats itself.
Okay.
You die, you go back there with no memory. You die, no memory. When you come back, it's just crazy.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. But yeah, so they get launched into the Serete. They land. He fights Ikkaku, right?
Yeah, because they all got split.
That's split apart.
Yeah.
So Ichigo, I'm sorry, I should say Ichigo fights Ikkaku.
Yep.
He works him pretty easy, right?
Yeah. It wasn't even a challenge. I don't think it was. It was more like, okay, I just got to learn you. Right. You know, it wasn't something like when he ends up fighting other people later down the road. But yeah, it's more like, okay, you do this, you do that. I got you.
Okay. But the foreshadowing where Ikkaku said, "Yo, who's the strongest in your group?" Mm-hmm. And I don't think Ichigo gave him a straight answer, but
you know he did.
Oh, he said me, right?
He dead ass said me.
Okay. Then he did give him a straight answer.
Yeah.
So he gave him the straight answer, and then Ikkaku said, "Listen, But Ikkaku said, "Listen, if you're the strongest, I recommend that you be careful because my captain's gonna look for you."
Mm-hmm. So that's Saraki.
Yeah. So that's some good foreshadowing. We'll get to that in a minute. So then he fights Ikkaku. Fast forward a little bit, he meets up with Renji, and they fight again. I didn't know. Like I said, first time watching it, rewatching it, it definitely opens up a lot for me. Like now I'm really like paying attention. I didn't know when Renji and Byakuya first got to the world of the living, their powers kind of suppressed a little bit. Yeah,
they limit them to not cause destruction in the
in the world of living.
Yeah, exactly.
So when Renji described that or explained that, I said, "Damn, that makes kind of sense." Why Ichigo kind of worked him a little bit.
Yeah, he struggled. Because he's like, okay, this move is coming, and he's like, oh, it's stronger. It's stronger than before.
Right.
And then
that's how he found out why.
Yeah, he was like, it got these limiters in place, so I'm 5 times stronger than I was.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said I'm 5 times stronger, which is interesting.
Yeah, but Ichigo came with the trash talk though.
Yeah,
he was like, if that's your best, then I don't got to worry about the 11 more.
He was playing possum though because
he was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt.
He was hurt.
He was hurt. But like watching that fight, I'm not gonna lie. When I first watched it, I thought it was better.
Everything was better back then.
Yeah, everything was better back then because you
yeah.
didn't binge anything. You know what I'm saying? You're watching week to week. It was a little bit underwhelming, but it was still a good fight.
It was.
I take away from that watching the design of Zabimaru, Renji's Zanpakuto.
Yeah, that was nice to see.
It was nice. Like, I like his Zanpakuto. There's 3 reasons why I liked it. I like the Shikai. You know, how it extends. That's pretty dope. It extends to push, and it can extend to kind of like rip you apart too. That's interesting. And then obviously, you know, the Bankai, which we get into later, because when he fights Kushi, he's able to get to Bankai, able to get to that level. But the third thing I like is this entity that Zabimaru is. It's like what would you describe what it was, Ito?
I call it like a chimera.
Yeah, okay.
It was a monkey. It was a monkey body with a snake tail. Usually, like in Greek lore, like a chimera is like a lion head, bird feet, and
griffin wings,
and then like a snake tail. Right. So like it kind of came out. It could be something in a Japanese lore.
It was different. This one was definitely a little bit different because it was just a bamboo with a snake tail. Yeah. And after his because obviously Ichigo ends up beating Renji, you know. After Renji, in my opinion, Renji works him, but Ichigo, you know, kind of thinks back of his training with Urahara, finds his resolve, as he says, and he's able to attack.
But how you didn't have the resolve coming in?
I don't know. Butterflies.
It does when you're on the edge of death. It just comes up.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. When you're at the edge of death, then you kind of like reflect a little bit.
Yeah, which is cool because like that scene with Urahara when he was saying like you have to
attack. When you attack to kill. Yeah. When you defend, you make sure nobody dies. Yeah, that was pretty dope.
The way Urahara like delivered it was great.
Right. And he was key to Ichigo's development. Very key.
He's key to everything.
Yes, he is. But to go back to Zabimaru, when that entity came out and it looked at Renji and it said, "Get up, you lazy bum," or something like it was, you know, basically like, "Yo, let's go. I want to fight."
Yeah,
like,
who we fighting next?
Yeah. Or no, well they want to go after Zangetsu again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Renji was like, "He's not my enemy," you know, all that. But
he woke up with a new realization, like I know who I have to fight now.
Right. But seeing that, like, and we're gonna probably jump into the next fight because it's very important. The extension of the Zanpakuto, it's like an extension of the emotion of the Soul Reaper. You know, it's another. How do I want to say this? It's like them, but it's like an extension.
It's literally a partner.
Yeah. Okay.
It's literally a partner because like how you were saying, it's an entity. And after that fight, like we didn't know that, like coming in until the Soul Society, we didn't know. We just saw it and transformed. Right. But when Ichigo had defeated Renji, like one of his like last breaths, he said he was like what's wrong, Zabimaru? Yeah. Like he was speaking to it, like he was like what happened? Like yo, talk to me. Like what did we go wrong? You're like it's their partner, their friend,
right? Like they have like to create a bond. They need to create a bond with their Zanpakuto to get stronger. I think I like that. I like that concept. That's a unique concept because if you just look at a tool, like as we go to our another fight with Genpachi and Ichigo, Genpachi just looks at the Zanpakuto as a tool. You know, it's just a thing he swings around to kill people, right? You know what I'm saying? So when Ichigo is describing, Zangetsu is my, you know, that's you know, we're one basically, you know, and Genpachi didn't realize it, you know, so it's an interesting concept that they have, but the reason why Genpachi is so strong, he just has bloodlust through the roof, bro. Literally. Like he has no, I don't know, and you guys could agree or not, but he has really no qualifications to becoming a captain.
No, he was just amazingly strong.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. Like they just respected his fighting ability enough.
And I think that goes back to the era before these new captains, like the era before the new captains,
right?
Like that we learned later on in 1,000-Year Blood War, where he was just, they were ruthless, right? Like they all just killed. They didn't care about any politics. It's like you did wrong or you're dead. And I think that's where he comes in. Like that's where like the Kenpachi.
The Genpachi name.
Name. And that's, I think that's where, like, okay, you are one of the strong ones, so here you go. But we're going to put you somebody, maybe, who could be a lieutenant or someone that just to help you.
Right, help along and stuff.
And that's what we see in the whole arc, just him going to fight the strongest, running around, trying to fight somebody.
It's funny that you brought up his lieutenant, because that relationship dynamic, is ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah. Yucheto was, she's hilarious. She is funny, but she brings the light. Like, I don't know. She brings a light to Genpachi's life. She really does. Like, she gives him that sense of happiness, maybe.
Yeah.
no sense of direction though.
And that too. I was like, she's like, he's a Zoro.
Yeah, right.
Of that universe.
He just doesn't know where he's going.
And so
at
she's
all.
like, no, it's this way.
Yeah,
This way, Kenny.
Yeah.
It's this way. Oh, you hit a wall, dummy. Turn this way.
But I like that. I like that relationship dynamic. Like, she's a little girl on Genpachi's shoulder, you know, just kind of riding his coattails per se and stuff. But this, like I said, she's just that ray of light for Genpachi. And how they met was crazy because she was infatuated with the violence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She looked at it as, well, this is what he does. This is how he gets along with people.
Loves watching Kenny have fun.
Yeah, basically. And so when that whole fight with Ichigo and Genpachi, she was enjoying herself probably as much as Genpachi was enjoying herself. So it's definitely an interesting relationship. But that fight, in my opinion, was probably one of my favorite fights because it showed how strong Genpachi is.
Yes.
Like, at first Ichigo couldn't cut him.
With no Shikai, like his sword is not even at the first stage, and no Bankai.
No.
It's just pure
Spiritual pressure.
Yeah, spiritual pressure and just and skill.
Right.
Like just from from the battles he has fought.
And even with pure spiritual pressure, like, he really used pure spiritual pressure to protect his body from getting cut. Like, he felt like Ichigo didn't have enough strong spiritual pressure to cut through.
Yeah,
Genpachi.
it's literally just like, you're not worthy enough to pierce my skin.
Right,
so I'm
right.
not gonna let you do it.
For him to be like, okay, you know, I'll let you have the first shot. I'm thinking, damn, this dude, he crazy.
Like,
Yeah,
Ganju and Hinataro had to dip.
yeah, no, they ran. Yeah,
Was Hinataro what? He fainted?
oh, from his spiritual pressure. Yeah, he fainted.
Dude.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
Momo,
yeah.
well, not Momo, Hanataro?
Yeah.
Hinataro. Yeah. He
No,
fainted.
he was just like, let's see if you could cut me before I see if you're really worthy and stuff like that. And then like when Ichigo went for the attack, I saw blood. I'm like, okay, I'm like, get him, Ichigo, get him. And I saw blood. I'm like,
It was from his hand.
I'm like, dude, you're bleeding.
Yeah, it was from his hand. It was from
How
him.
are you bleeding?
It was from him gripping his sword too hard, I
Yeah.
think, or his Zanpakuto too hard.
Just the recoil of that. Just
And also his Ichigo Zanpakuto is doesn't even have a hilt, like a real hilt. So that's why it also hurt. That's why he was bleeding because it's still actually the blade.
Right,
down. That's why it's all wrapped up.
so that didn't help either.
Yeah, his Bankai, his Shikai is still incomplete.
So he attacked, but he bled.
But it's funny too because his Shikai is always on, like it's always active
because of his immense spiritual energy.
pressure. Yeah.
So like he can't never revert it back to that first one.
Its original form.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of clunky.
Yeah, it's a big old sword.
I like this design of Zangetsu. I do. But Ichigo gets kind of worked with Genpachi, and then they fall into that Ichigo's world, like
where his Zanpakuto lives.
Yeah, so Ichigo's kind of on the brink of death
Again.
Yeah, again.
Literally, because
Fight after fight.
stabbed right through.
Right through Zangetsu,
and right
yeah.
into his chest.
Yeah, so
he pierced him.
So he gets into that world. And it's funny because when he gets into that world, he kind of like the first time he remembers the first time he's falling, you know, because it's like what is like everything's tilted down.
The world, the buildings, the world he lives in is tilted.
Yeah, everything's tilted. So I guess when he first entered the world, he didn't have strong spiritual pressure to hold himself up. So when he realized where he was, he kind of just like hold himself down. And then when Zangetsu looked at him, he said, "What are you doing?" Because I didn't want to fall, you know. And Zangetsu's like, "Get up." He's like, "Relax, okay."
Yeah, this guy wields my sword.
Yeah.
Really?
Right. But that's an interesting scene because he fights the hollow form.
That's when they introduce it. That's the first time we.
That's
meet
when
him.
they introduce it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the first time we meet him.
Yeah. Okay. So they introduce the hollow form. He fights it.
Unhinged, like the way the hollow version of Ichigo like wielded the sword,
right?
was
crazy
because he was like
he was swinging
it around and whip like
with the claw.
It looked like Zabimaru, like he would just throw it and whip it back, and even Ichigo was like, I never thought to do that. Like that's a 6. If Ichigo fought like that.
He still like he did it once.
He did.
He did it once, and that was it. He didn't do it again. Like
that would have been so sick.
That would have been sweet. Like
I just used a bandage.
Right. I was like, I didn't understand why he didn't keep doing that. That like when I saw the hollow form Ichigo do that, I'm like, yo, that's pretty sweet. Like,
and that's foreshadowing a lot. Like Tight Kubo, like he foreshadowed a bunch.
Right.
Like if you go back rewatch or you want to read and then you start seeing things that you already know already, and it's just like, oh, I was looking at my wife. I was like, this makes sense.
Right.
Okay.
Like I said, when we watching Naruto, I feel the same way we watching Bleach. When you see a lot of things, you're thinking, oh yeah, that like you think, okay, everything's coming for us full circle. Okay, I get why they're doing this and all that. So yeah, I definitely get it. There's a lot of foreshadowing.
So like sometimes I feel rewatch is needed on most animes, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Like Zangetsu mentions, like in this city, like in the world he lives in, like it rains all the time, and you know what the rain means. Mother.
Oh, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Rainy day.
Yeah.
Hope it don't rain again.
Days, so
Hope
like
it don't
city,
rain again.
His city rains a lot.
Yeah. So he gets Zangetsu. Zangetsu repairs itself.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, but he does. He repairs himself after the pierce. I
need some explanation.
Yeah, right. Out of nowhere. So he repairs himself, and then Ichigo's able to cut Genpachi, and that's when Genpachi definitely goes crazy after that.
He couldn't react.
Oh, he gets so excited.
Yeah.
Kenpachi couldn't react at the first swing, like when Ichigo woke up and Ichigo just went to kill.
Right.
Like he's like, F you. I'm gonna kill you. And I saw Kenpachi trying to block it, and he couldn't react fast enough. And like Lito just said, Kenpachi woke up like, oh yeah, now it's a fight.
Now it's time to fight now.
Yeah. He was getting excited, and this is where you see Genpachi, like now he's going full out because he's taking out the eye patch, and Ichigo's so focused that he can hear the bells. And Kenpachi wears the bells in his hair for a reason, because he wants his opponent to know where he's coming from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He wants to prolong the fight. Mm-hmm. And so now he's focused, he's ready. You know, he's at another level. And Genpachi's like, so, because now he sees, okay, this guy has potential to be one of the strongest opponents I've ever had in my life.
So it gives him 100%.
Yeah.
Takes off the eye patch.
Oh, dude, when you see the other side of the eye patch, when you see the teeth, because it chews on his spiritual pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's not still releasing all of his spiritual pressure. And so once he finally releases all his spiritual pressure, like you see how powerful Genpachi really
that was a
is.
limiter. They had to place it on him in the Soul Society. Right. It was just out of control. They needed to tame him.
Yeah, no, that was a good fight.
And now that Soul Society would be in pieces every day.
Yeah.
Who wants to fight me?
Cleanup crew. What is it? Squad 4?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But that was a good fight. Like the way that fight ended, and then as they go for their final strike, and they both strike each other. Ichigo does fall first, but you know he apologizes to his friends and all that. And then Genpachi looks down and he goes, "It's like, what are you apologizing for?" Because his sword, I think, did his sword break?
It did. Yeah. And because that goes back to you talking about the swords.
Right.
Like Ichigo's learning that this is a living thing. Like I need to befriend it. I need to be one with it. Yes. So
allow it to help me use its power.
Right. Not just a tool to killing, but an actual, and it's a part of me, basically. Yeah. And like you said, you know, so at the end, where, like I said, Ichigo says, "I'm sorry, friends, I failed you." He falls. Genpachi's like, "What are you talking about? You won." And then he ends up falling. And this is where Yochedo, she's so funny, bro. Like she's great comic relief. She goes down and she picks up big ass Genpachi, you know what I'm saying? Like she's, mind you, she's like probably like 12 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's tiny, you know? So she goes, "Okay, Ichi, that was fun. Kenny had a lot of fun. We're out. We're going to leave. Hope you don't die so we can do it again." You know what I'm saying? She just goes away with Genpachi and everything. But that scene where she takes Genpachi and they're, you know, somewhere in the distant, and Genpachi's like looking at his Zanpakuto and he goes, Tell me your name. You know what I'm saying? You see now you see the development.
Yeah.
He's like, "Tell me your name. I want to know
when
your
he
name."
fell back.
Yeah.
Puts up the sword. "Tell me your name."
Yeah.
Because like he sees that a power could boost.
Right. He could get stronger.
He could get stronger.
That's where he's at.
He saw Ichigo get stronger because he was
one with his Zanpakuto.
So now he knows that he could get stronger. You know.
So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit to the part where we see. It looked like it was an interaction between Sosuke Aizen and Gin Ichimaru, one of the two of the captains of the 13 Court Guard Squad. They had this interaction, and it's like something's being said, and Hitsugaya kind of picks up on it, and he kind of hints. He hints at Momo, kind of be careful with Gin, and stuff like that.
Careful with Squad 3.
Careful with Squad 3. Even though Momo, Izuru, and Renji were all best friends.
Yeah.
You know, Momo looked at Izuru like a best friend. You know, somebody she grew up with in the academy.
Yes.
But Hitsugaya was like, listen, be careful with Squad 3. There's something going on. You just don't trust them. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's in Momo's head. She ends up going to Sosuke Aizen's barracks
because it's her captain. She's the lieutenant.
Right. She's lieutenant of Squad 5. He was Squad 5 lieutenant.
Yes.
So she was the lieutenant. So she goes to her captain. You know, who she looks up to Aizen.
Oh,
she
adores.
Yeah.
Puts him on a pedestal.
Yes, absolutely. And so she's in his barracks, and you know she's asking him questions about certain things, and you know it seems like Aizen's a nice guy. You know, real compassionate. You know, loves everybody. And you know that's what really draws him, because he's very not charismatic. He's very savvy. Would you say elegant? He's probably elegant.
He's the guy who would bring lunch for the whole whole office.
Right. That's how they portray him at first.
And you can't lie, we all liked him when we saw him. He's like, oh, this captain's pretty.
He's like a character you would just like look past.
Yeah.
Like okay, he's just normal.
Yeah, normal character. Okay.
So she ends up falling asleep in his barracks because they were talking all night. She ends up falling asleep. Then she's running late for the meeting, for their lieutenant meeting. And as she's running late, she sees this man who she holds on, like you said, holds on a pedestal, dead, and like basically it looks like he was crucified. You know what I'm saying?
Just stabbed up there.
Yeah,
I think that's his own Zanpakuto too.
Yeah. Which we'll get into that in a minute.
Him and have him
hanging, blood leaking down.
Dude, high up in the building.
That was crazy. Like that's how they ended the one episode. Like
crucified.
Super cliffhanger.
And then we just see her shocked.
Yeah, she was in shock, and now she's in rage.
Yeah.
You know, and then guess who comes up with all this going on? Gin. You know, and she looks at Gin and she just straight attacks him.
Because he has that grin, no compassion. He was just like, oh, okay, this is normal.
From the get-go, it just seemed like he was an evil guy.
Right.
When they introduced him.
That's how they portrayed it. Like, they portrayed Gin as this evil, kind of shiesty individual.
Yeah, real sneaky.
Yeah, real sneaky. But as you watch the anime, it shows his backstory, and it's really good.
It's all in the eyes. Like, his eyes are closed all the time and always has a grin.
Yeah.
I literally thought his name was Grin.
Grin?
Before it was like I'm like, this dude's grinning all the time. Like, why?
So you just kept hearing Gin, Gin,
like, what's so funny?
But like I said, it's funny that how they portrayed him as this bad guy. Like, he's the one that's pulling the strings. They're at first they're portraying that he's the one that killed Sosuke Aizen, because the whole interaction with him and Aizen in the beginning and stuff like that. So Momo goes after him. She's going crazy.
Yeah.
And then as Momo goes after him, he's Squad 3.
Yeah, Gin
is Squad 3. So the Squad 3 lieutenant, Izuru, which is Momo's best friend, he steps in front because he has to protect his captain.
Exactly. You pull your sword on my captain. I can't take that lightly.
Right, absolutely. So they're going at it. And then Hitsugaya comes out of nowhere to stops everything. And he kind of throws a warning shot at Gin, saying, listen, if you ever hurt Momo, I'll kill you myself. So that's a pretty unique scene right there, because now everything's thrown in chaos.
Oh yeah, everything's in shambles.
Right.
We got Ichigo and his team.
The Ryoka, they called them.
Yeah.
The Ryokas invaded the Serente.
The aliens out here.
Now you have a captain assassinated, and you're thinking that one of your own did it.
It's in shambles, man.
Yeah.
They got the execution of Rukia
coming up,
and
they're pushing the execution date. Like they're pushing it, and everything's like going into shambles. Like nobody knows what's really going on, And so Momo's like, they throw Izuru in jail.
Yeah. The orders of Hitsugaya. He was like, you awaken your sword, you attack one of your own. Your priority should have been taking Aizen down first, but no, you want to be all angry.
Yeah.
He was like, throw him in jail. Get him out of my face.
She definitely didn't think straight. So she's in jail.
Yes.
Right? and Rangiku.
Rangiku.
If you know, you know.
Oh, that
Rangiku.
beauty mark on her face.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Rangiku.
She comes up and she visits Momo in jail and hands him the letter that Sosuke Aizen was writing. And now everything's thrown into chaos because the next scene where Momo gets out and she's searching for somebody. Everybody's assuming, you're assuming she's going after Gin again.
Yep.
You know? And then Gin ends up fighting Hitsugaya. Hitsugaya is the captain of squad 10
Or 12.
One of the double digits.
Yeah. I can't remember. He's a captain. And Hitsugaya is a child prodigy. He's probably like maybe 13 years old, 14 years old.
Yeah.
And he's a captain of a squad.
13,
yeah. And they say the child prodigy comes like once every generation or something like that. I want to say that was kind of a thing. So he's a child prodigy. He's a captain of a squad. Probably one of the most popular characters in Bleach, would you guys say?
Yeah.
Fan favorite.
I
would say fan favorite.
Yeah,
you know,
fan
just because he has that Sasuke, cool demeanor type guy.
Definitely one of the favorites early on because then
Yeah.
remember he gets his Diamond Dust Rebellion movie.
Yes.
He was a favorite. He
They
was
fell
a
in love with
favorite.
him even
Even
more.
movie, you know. So I'll say he's a fan favorite.
He was definitely a fan favorite. And so they're fighting. So yeah, he's captain of squad 10. So they're fighting. They're going at it. And also here comes Mobile. She's interrupts the fight. And you think, like I said, she's going after Gin because that's the guy that's pulling all the strings. And all of a sudden she starts attacking Hitsugaya. But
her childhood friend.
okay, I was gonna say, what is the relationship? Is it childhood friend?
Before they became
Soul
Soul
Reapers?
Reapers, they were, when they got reincarnated into the Soul Society, they were in the same
District,
village.
right? Yeah.
District. Yeah.
They grew up together.
Okay. So that's why he takes care of her. Like that's why he watches over Momo.
She's
because
older, but
he's obviously more strong. He's a
Yeah,
captain, you know.
But then she just grew so much more fond of Aizen that one letter that changed everything.
Yeah.
One letter.
She was manipulated from the start.
Oh,
we'll say that she was manipulated from the start, and she just went after Hitsugaya, and she was even conflicted inside because she loves her captain, but she's attacking her childhood friend. You can see the conflict inside, and she was like, "I don't want to do this, but I know you're the one that killed Aizen." And she wasn't too sure that he was, but at the same time, she wanted to make sure that she revenged her captain's death.
Yep.
You know, so like I said, her emotions were all over the place.
And Ichimaru is enjoying every second of it in the background.
He was like, "Oh my!" He was like, "Oh my! This is what a turn of events," you know. So like
eating popcorn.
Yeah, with his eyes
Great.
closed.
Then we get that moment where he's so upset that Gin had something to do with it, that he twisted Momo, goes to attack Momo, but no, Hitsugaya goes to attack Gin.
And then
Momo steps in and he just
you remember how she
smacked her to the side.
Yo, you heard the thud of the smack. That's how hard he smacked her. He goes, "Sit down."
I mean, I think it was instinct, but
Yeah, I mean, it was life or death at that point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you had to do what you had to do.
but she just smacked that ground hard.
Yeah, she did. But you know what? So when he goes back to attack Gin, when Hitsugaya goes back to attack Gin, that's when he releases his Shinkai, right?
Yes. Hihori.
Yeah, that was fire. The water ice dragon, dude, that was fire. I like it. I still like Zabimaru's.
Yeah.
I still like Zabimaru's design, but Hitsugaya in what was it called again?
The movie?
No, the Zanpakuto. Hiyorimaru. That is a good design.
No,
That's a
it was my
beautiful
favorite. It's like one of
design.
my favorite. It's just because it's the ice dragon.
Yeah.
I love dragons, so I was like, oh, I love you.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool design. I'm not gonna lie.
He became like my top character at that time, right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's him. He's young. He's a prodigy. Like,
Right.
he's the best character.
Right.
He's
Who's
cool,
Ichigo? Who?
cold.
He was cool. But he had like he was a child, but he had an adult like demeanor.
Yeah.
You know, like no nonsense demeanor, you know. But Himimaru, that his Zanpakuto, his release was beast.
He could be kind of cold,
Yes.
like his Zanpakuto.
Yeah, you go.
Oh.
An extension of himself. I'm telling you, it just fits. But it was a unique design. And then it's funny because when he's the one part where he's gonna attack Gin, And Gin's like, okay, if you attack me, hopefully, I want to know who's back there to protect Momo. And Gin's Zanpakuto extends.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude.
Right through
extension.
his little.
Right through his coat jacket.
Yeah,
yeah. His is that's super unique. It just shoots out.
Right, and then Rangoku comes and saves the day, obviously.
Yeah, because it was going right for Momo.
Yeah.
Hitsugaya dodges it. It's like, you sure you want to dodge that?
Yeah,
And that's a whole nother thing with Rangiku and Gin.
I was gonna say that kind of
thing.
shows the start of that because that's where Gin stops attacking when he sees Rangiku, and he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna leave. I'll take my leave." You know what I'm saying? This battle's over with. And then obviously Hitsugai's like, "No, Gin, come back here." And he goes, "Well, you got to protect. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna take care of her?" And so they kind of pause the fight, but that is interesting when I think that's their first interaction.
Yes,
It might be.
Yes,
and you see something going on. Like it's very small, but you see it. Like okay, there's a relationship there, And obviously they kind of show a little bit more as it goes further into the arc,
Because he does stop.
Yes, yeah. For Rangiku of all people. So
everybody stops for her.
I'd stop too. I'd stop. I put my sword away.
Just, if you guys have seen Bleach and you've seen the Rangiku character,
Which is again why I say that this is an incredible arc. You get everybody, you see their backstory. It's well done. It's not rushed.
No.
Yes.
So that's going on. Renji finally comes back. He heals himself back, and like we talked about earlier, that the Zabimaru entity comes out and he goes, "Listen, we want to fight again. We're ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you're ready, get up. Let's do this. Blah blah blah." And Renji, when Zabimaru goes and says, "We want to fight Zangetsu again," like how we referred to earlier, Renji said, "Listen, that's not our enemy no more." So this is where Ichigo had his first confrontation, or I should say his second confrontation with Kuchiki on the bridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He had his second confrontation with Kuchiki on the bridge. He kind of held his own, but Kuchiki was gonna do one of his attacks, the first Zenbu Sakura, when he releases his Zanpakuto and it turns into a Shikai, I think. He had hit Ganju with it.
I forgot the name of it.
Cherry blossoms.
Huh? Yeah, with the cherry blossoms.
Yeah, I just remember fully his Bankai.
So he was gonna do that on Ichigo, and that's where Yoruichi comes in
and stops it.
Now Yoruichi, throughout like half the arc, Yoruichi was a talking cat. But eventually, Yoruichi shows her true form, who was an ex-Soul Reaper.
Yeah.
And she was a real famous Soul Reaper.
Ex-captain. Wasn't she a captain?
Yeah, she was actually, it's funny because I have it.
Soi Fang's division.
Yeah, she was the captain. She was a former captain of the Punishment Squad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Pretty much like the assassins, right?
Yeah. And they were more like hand-to-hand combat, too.
Yes.
So that's what she specialized in. But the reason why I bring that scene up, because not only does Yoruichi gets Ichigo out of there, you know what I'm saying? Because listen, you need to get stronger before you face Byakuya. But there's the part where Kuchiki is chasing Yoruichi. Like they're flash stepping. You know what I'm saying? They're flash stepping. And there's one part where it seems like Byakuya is gonna catch her, and then he has said something like this.
Do you really think you could get away
with a flash step
that slow?
That slow, yeah. And then he thinks he has her, and all of a sudden Yoruichi shows up on Byakuya's arm and goes, "You really think you catch me with a flash step that predictable?" And I was like, "Yo, that was cold."
Because she's the one who invented it.
Yeah, I think she was the master of the flash step.
Yeah, she's master of the flash step.
Yeah,
dude.
That was cold. Like that was a cold line. I was like, "Yo."
And I thought she was caught. She gives you the face like, "Oh no, he's got me."
Yeah. She played how's it? She played possum there for a second.
And she's got dead weight on her.
Yeah,
and she's still moving like
that. Yeah, because she knocked out Ichigo.
Yeah.
She knocked out Ichigo because obviously Ichigo wasn't gonna listen.
Yeah, no.
He said, "Yoruichi, I'm glad you're here to save me, but I'm here to take him out." And she's like, she kind of knocked him out, and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a pretty cool scene. She knocked him out, and she ended up leaving Ichigo, and that's when he starts training for Bankai.
Yes.
And then as he trained for Bankai, Renji ends up fighting Ichigo so he can train his Bankai. You know what I'm saying? So now Renji learns Bankai. Ichigo's still training. They're pushing the execution date up.
It wasn't like one of the resolve for Renji to master Bankai, because I think didn't Byakuga say something with like, you can never be a captain if you can't like become stronger or even use Bankai, or am I tripping?
No, I think you had to be at Bankai state to become a captain. That was just a general rule.
I could have sworn Byakuga mentioned something like that, where he was like, you're weak.
If it was, I can see how that was one of his motives to try and get Bankai and defeat him.
Remember,
I could be mixing up.
Remember this. Renji was initially a part of Sosuke Aizen's squad.
No, wasn't
yes,
it?
He was.
Or Zaraki Kenpachi's.
No, Renji was a part of Sosuke Aizen's squad.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he had transferred over to Byakuya's squad when he needed a lieutenant. The only reason why he transferred over is because
to be with Rukia.
Yeah, to be with Rukia, but also to surpass Byakuya so he can get Rukia out of there. Because Because his backstory was him and Rukia were childhood friends.
Yep.
But obviously he had a deeper feeling for Rukia. And they've been through a lot. It was sad to see when they grew up, like their childhood friends. If you remember, Lito, their childhood friends had passed away.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like when they finally said, "Listen," Rukia said, "Listen, Renji, I think we need to become Soul Reapers," and they're on this cliff, and they see the the Serite, straight ahead, and then Renji's like, "Yeah, I agree, let's do it." And then when they zoom out, that's when they see the grave sites of all their friends. So it was, that was a touching backstory for Renji, obviously.
Yeah, motivated them even more to get stronger.
Yeah. So Renji ends up, like I said, he ends up joining the squad. He wants to pass Kuchiki, so he ends up training for Bankai. He actually succeeds in his Bankai training, and he confronts Byakuya Kuchiki. And I think he takes out the whole squad 6, right? In the process?
Who?
Renji. To get to Byakuya. Because I want to say he takes him out because he's fighting people before he gets to Byakuya. I think he takes out some members of squad
Possibly.
6.
That I can't remember too much.
Yeah, I think I want to say that's what it does. And then he finally confronts Byakuya, and then, like I said, I like the Zabimaru Zanpakuto. I really do. It is
so
dope.
Cool.
And even though can I say I don't? I'm not gonna say it's clunky. I'm not the Zabimaru Bankai. I'm not gonna say it's clunky, but it is a good design. It is just super long. Like it's really big.
Well, yeah, because you could use it because it turns out a giant snake.
Yeah,
he could use it for defense and attack. Cause he could have that snake wrap around him to defend, and then he could use it for attacking.
Right.
There's different ways to utilize it, and I think it's cool.
It is a pretty cool. Like I liked it, but it's funny that Byakuya saw the weakness in it kind of immediately.
Because he knew he wasn't ready to use that Bankai for battle.
Yeah, then he like split every segment of it with his senbons.
Yeah, with his symbol. Yeah. So Renji ends up kind of getting worked and stuff, But it was a good effort, honestly. And like I said, seeing him going into Bankai and seeing that was pretty unique. And like I said, his Bankai, his Zabimaru Bankai is probably one of my favorite Bankais.
He had a good development, good growth. Like first he was just I hate Ichigo because he did this to Rukia.
Yes.
Like he just that's why he was so bitter against Ichigo because it was like it's because of you that she's gonna get.
He felt like it was Ichigo's fault.
Yeah, they're gonna kill her. Because of you, like she met you, it's your fault. I hate you. And then Ichigo showed them like, okay, I may have done this, but I'm coming here to save her. Like, she's not just someone I don't care about. And then, like, opens his eyes, and it's like, I'm fighting the wrong guy. Like, this guy is trying to help me get her out, So, like, I should be focusing my attention on trying to help him in a sense,
Yeah, which is surprising because we got them trying to save Rukia and the brother
trying to kill her.
At this point, sticking right to the law.
Not budging at all.
Not budging, not showing no emotion, saying it with a straight face. You're going to be executed in 3 days.
It is like I said, a unique situation because, like I said, the brother, which it wasn't her real brother, and we'll get into the backstory of Byakuya and Rukia, but it wasn't her real brother. Rukia actually got adopted into the Kuchiki family, but it was like you said, Kuchi was sticking to the law. He didn't want to budge, and he took out Renji, and he even applauded Renji. He said, "Wow, like you impressed me."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's I'm pretty sure that's why he didn't kill him.
Threw his cloth around him.
Yeah. He goes, you have my respect, and he walks away. But after that, then I guess that's when the execution's supposed to come. And like I said, they pushed it, and then the day of the execution, Rukia was kind of accepting her fate.
Yeah.
She
next
was
day
like,
at noon.
right. She was accepting her fate. She just was like, listen, I'm going to die. I just want Ichigo and everybody to go back home. Nobody has to save me because of her backstory with her lieutenant from Squad 13, Kaien.
Oh, yeah.
See that.
Which was, I think that was a big reason why she just like, listen, I want nobody to die on my account. You know what I'm saying? I have too much blood on my name already.
She didn't want to feel that again.
Yes. So she's like I said, she's accepting of her fate, and you see like all the captains are there, but there's like kind of like rumbling between the captains because it's like, should we save her? Should we allow her to be executed?
Yeah, a lot of them are indecisive.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of mixed emotions.
Yeah, because there was just like, okay, she done this, but is it really punishable?
Right.
Like we could have we deal with the guy. Like
Right.
why we should like further look into it and stuff like that. Why it's just automatically punishable by death.
Right.
No.
And again, somebody behind the scenes is manipulating the whole situation, So when she's finally on the stand, and actually the Sokuku was pretty sweet because at first it was a spear, and then the spear turns into
A phoenix.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. So when that phoenix is gonna attack her, and what's it supposed to do? It just takes her spiritual pressure out of her.
No, it's supposed to go right through her incinerator.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Also like a spear.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it's like a spear on fire.
Yeah,
So it's putting
yeah.
you on fire. So as the Sokuku is coming up, I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Ichigo. I'm really not. But
He is.
I'm really not. Anyways, but that part where he stops the Sokuku was pretty sweet.
It's like top 10 anime entrances.
Let's not get carried away.
Bro, like,
I agree. I'll agree with that.
One of the top 10 entrances.
I put at number 9.
Pulls up.
Okay. Well, I'll take that.
We can leave that topic for another day.
Yeah,
Top
yeah,
10
yeah.
entrances.
Yeah.
He pulls up.
Yeah.
He
No,
pulls
but
up
he pulls up and he
with the drip.
Yeah.
Bro, what the-
Yeah.
Everybody looking up like, what's going on?
Yeah. Everybody's confused. Everybody's like looking like, yo, what the
Rukia took I feel like Rukia took like 3 hours to open her eyes. And just like,
Yeah.
Like she wanted to die, but then she didn't want to die because she flinched. She looked
Right.
away. You know what I mean?
Right,
She wasn't
right.
that accepting.
Right.
You know?
Right. Like she kind of wanted to live, but at the same time, she's like, well, I'm here.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna come save me. But eventually, Ichigo comes, saves her. He stops the Sokyoku, and again, he just stopped it. He didn't, get rid of it. He didn't incinerate the Sokyoku. He just stopped it, kind of blocked it from attacking Rukia. They kind of have a little funny interaction with each other and stuff like that. But it backs up, and then Ukitake and Kuryuku? Sunsui, I forgot his last name, but Sunsui, the other captain, they end up sealing the Sokyoku because, like I said, a lot of captains have mixed emotions about this execution.
Yep.
And they were two that were like, listen, we're going to do what we feel like it's right. And so they end up sealing the Sokyoku. Ichigo ends up grabbing Rukia. And then I love the way he destroys a stand. Like, that was pretty sweet, too. He takes out the
does a
stand.
spin.
Yeah,
He does
that's
the
the
spin.
one time he
That's when
does.
he does the spin.
That's the one time he does a spin.
My man showed out at the top. Everybody seeing him.
Yeah, that's the one time he does the he uses the raps on the.
right.
Don't
on
do
the
it,
Zanbaku.
Ichigo. You're gonna kill us both.
Yeah, and then he throws Rukia to Renji. Renji ends up showing up.
Because he saw Renji, he already knew. He was like, "You're a changed man. Here's your chick."
Yeah.
Renji's all banged up.
Yeah, Renji's all banged up. He throws Rukia at Renji. Renji's like, "What are you, idiot?" Like,
I could have died.
Yeah. So, and then it sets up for pretty much probably the 3 biggest fights of the arc. So we have obviously Ichigo and Kuchiki part 3. You know what I'm saying? They go at it again. the head captain and the two captains,
Ukitake and
Shinsui,
Shunsui.
yeah, they go at it, which they didn't show.
Yamamoto?
Yeah, but they don't show too much. They just
They fight Yamamoto?
Yeah, but they don't show too much.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very like it's probably like a half an episode. Right?
a lot of it is talking.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they really don't want to fight Yamamoto.
I mean, because that's their master.
That's their master.
Like,
That's who trained them, who taught them the ways of being a Soul Reaper.
and they're talking about justice.
Yeah.
What's justice?
Yeah, but it was pretty entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Like the backstory and all that.
Yeah, I love those two captains because they're the only ones with dual wielding
Yeah.
Zanpakutos.
Yeah.
He mentioned that
It's
too.
so cool.
You two are the only two captains that have dual wielding Zanpakutos.
It's so cool.
Yeah, but there's not a lot going on. Like the best part is when the headmaster Yamamoto, he just releases his Bankai and it shows like all the fire around them and everything.
No, it's Shikai.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shikai. Yeah,
Shikai. If you went Bankai, everyone would do it.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. My bad, Shikai. He releases his Shikai.
Yeah.
And that was pretty sweet.
But yeah, the fire all around.
Yes,
I forgot.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's not much that goes on to it. It was just cool to see. It was cool to see. The fight that I really liked though was Soifan and Yoruichi.
Yes, that had a lot of story.
Oh, so much
lot of story.
So much story. And it came out of nowhere, kind of.
It did because you hadn't seen her in so long.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, that's right.
Yoruichi
Right,
went
right.
in hiding. Like she dipped and
for
she was-
100 years.
Yeah, because she was chilling with Urahara.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
They're
yeah.
like best friends. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. And they talk about that. Oh, actually, while Ichigo's training, they do talk about the training grounds that her and Urahara made, and that how they used to go there and play and all that
Yup.
stuff. But yeah, that fight with Soifan and Yoruichi was probably one of my favorite fights. The only thing I don't like about that fight was the dialogue. The dialogue to me was a little cheesy.
It was.
I kind of like the dialogue.
They kept saying each other's name like all the time. Yoruichi, Soifan, like every sentence. Like okay,
It's out of respect.
I don't know if they respect each other.
I
but-
mean, I forgot their names every 2 seconds, so I'm glad they said
well,
something.
that's probably why I remember their names. But honestly, looking back at it too, it was like a high level skilled fight between them two. It was really unique, and it wasn't like your regular Soul Reaper fight. It was more like a hand to hand combat.
It was.
You know, and I love Soifan's Zanpakuto. Like that's another good design because it wasn't like I said, it wasn't a sword.
No, yeah, when she releases it, her Shikai, it wraps around her finger.
Right, yeah, it looked pretty sweet, and the ability, Lito, like
It turned into Catch Me If You Can.
yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
But her ability with her Zanpakuto was pretty sweet because it was like, okay, I touch you once, it's like a marker. So if I touch you again on that same mark, it's kind of like fatal.
It's over, yeah.
It's kind of fatal.
Yeah. 2-hit kill.
Yeah. So Yoruichi did her best job to like, I can't get in the same spot twice, you know?
Because Soifan was like her ex-student, and like she trained and became she learned what Yoruichi taught her, and actually it got better and caught Yoruichi by surprise.
Well, she basically followed in Yoruichi's
Yeah,
footsteps.
she was trained to protect her with her life.
Yeah. Well, her clan, right? Soifan's clan.
I don't remember
Soifan's
that
clan, like the people that she grew up with, or like how she grew up, like the people that she
Just that whole agency that she was the leader of, they were protecting Yoruichi.
Okay. So, but Soifan was at a young age. To your point, Ito, Soifan was very kind of like how Momo looked up to Aizen. Very similar to where she had Yoruichi on this pedestal.
Yeah.
And that's who she wanted to be. That's who she idolized.
Yeah, she was.
Yoruichi. She's like, I want to be like Yoruichi, like from head to toe. You know what I'm saying? And she even she had Yoruichi. It got to a point where Yoruichi was like, listen, you don't have to like call me captain all the time. Just skip the formalities. And she goes,
relax a little.
Yeah. And that's why I like Yoruichi's personality because it's kind of chill, you know. But she's strong. But Soifan was like, okay, well, I'll call you Lady Yoruichi. And this is like, okay, I guess. Like, Jesus.
I'd rather be captain than lady
yeah.
this. Okay, chill out.
But you could see like her admiration of Soifan, of Yoruichi, you know, in the backstory.
As the fight develops.
Fight develops. And then you can see like she felt betrayed when she just left out of nowhere. Like, I don't think they explained why Yoruichi left, right? Was there any explanation?
I think they did. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Maybe later down the line, but not
in this arc. Not in
yeah.
this arc. But yeah, probably later down the line. But there was really no like I said, there was no explanation. But when she left, Soifan definitely felt some type of way.
Of course, yeah, because that's like who she idolized.
Yeah,
and
without
she just
saying
abandoned
anything
her.
too.
Well, because Soifan has said, "I promise that we're gonna be together forever."
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And
you
then
make a promise.
Yoruichi said, "Forever." Like, you promise? He goes,
Yeah.
yeah. And then like the next scene was, Yoruichi dipped. You know what I'm saying? So 100 years she was gone. Like,
And then shows up
promise.
out of nowhere
Yeah.
with his execution.
but like I said, that fight was high level skill. They're going at it, and I like the one part where Soifan's describing this technique that she's using. I think it was like a mix. I can't remember. It was like a mix of like keto and what was it? Because she was kind of flexing this ability.
It wasn't a mix of keto and flash type, right? Wasn't
No.
Okay.
It was mixed with keto and something. I can't remember, but she was definitely flexing it. It's like he's like, yeah, I developed this ability, and I'm gonna show you it, Yoruichi. And Yoruichi's kind of looking at her like, he's like, yeah, it's called this. Like I forgot the name
Like,
of it.
You mean this?
Yeah. It's like it's this. And Soifan's like, what? And it's like. And Yoruichi's like, yeah, Soifan, I would be careful because not even I can control it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, like that was pretty dope. Like I like that.
Like you didn't invent this, but
Yeah. He's like, stop flexing, calm down. Like you're not me. It's basically like, stop trying to be me, But that was a good fight. Like I enjoyed that fight. The backstory was great. I think it had a good balance between story and action.
Yeah, she didn't have that closure.
Yeah.
So like all that emotion just came up through when she finally saw her. She was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. It was nice. It was nice to see. And then, like I said, the main event, Byakuya and Ichigo part three.
Part 3.
And then obviously Ichigo finally just shows the first attack of Getsuko Chencha in this fight. The first of many.
And makes him bleed.
Actually, I don't think it was... Okay, it's the one we find out what it was.
What it was, you're
but
right.
I think he used it on Renji.
He did, you're right.
When
you're
he
right.
got his resolve. Because
He's like, what was that attack?
Yeah. He was like, it was a one hit.
So-
it was confused. And he saw the floor was breaking. And I'm looking at him like... That's the first time he used... Well, maybe not the first time. Maybe with Urahara he did it without knowing.
Yes.
when
Because
they were
he
training.
couldn't do it at will. And Urahara says, listen, you're going to do this at will. Like,
Yeah.
you got to...
At the brink of death.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he did it again against Renji, but we didn't know what it was.
Yes. They were foreshadowing it.
Yeah.
They were foreshadowing it.
And then when he finally knows what it was called,
Yeah.
Getsuga Tensho.
The first of many.
Caught Byakuya's attention quick.
Yeah. but him transferring... Well, it's funny because Ichigo got a little cocky.
Of course, it's Ichigo. That's his character.
Yeah.
Like even when he's losing, he's still cocky.
But he definitely got super cocky when he told Byakuya, I want to see your Bankai. Like, show me your Bankai.
That's what made it better because Byakuya didn't believe. Like when Ichigo was talking about how he was about to show his Bankai or how he mastered it, he's over there saying, you talk as if you mastered Bankai.
Right,
and he was feeling disrespected, dishonored about what they've worked, 1,000 years to accomplish. He's like, you dare to think that you just mastered it in a few days? That made him even more mad and trying to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Total disrespect.
but it was funny because he was trying to fight him with his Shikai as Byakuya was using his Bankai. And it's like, okay, dude. Like,
I think he wanted to see how much he can take without doing the Bankai.
Okay, I guess, but it's like, dude, you were talking about a captain.
He must have been messing with him too because he kept mentioning, release my Bankai.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to flex.
Yeah.
He wanted to flex.
He was waiting for that right moment to just say.
Ichigo was flexing hard. He
was.
was flexing hard. But I ain't gonna lie, when he finally transformed into his Bankai, that was pretty sweet.
Because like not only the sword changed, but even his clothes.
His clothes changed.
Yeah.
And at first, you remember, Lito, Byakuya didn't believe that was Bankai.
Nope, he was like, you're trying to tell me that little sword is your Bankai.
Yeah. Because he's used to maybe like big transformations,
Right.
or a sword changing to a different shape, or becoming a different power ability in itself. But he
like
came
with
thinner sword.
with Byakuya, it's like his cherry blossoms are like it's like a full on attack.
Yeah. Like
Like
some of
blades
many
are sharp.
blades.
It's you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Gaara's sand.
Yeah. And he controls the cherry blossom petals at will.
Yeah,
They just didn't cut, right? Gaara sand?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Gaara.
No, he used it only for like to suffocate his opponents or to like take him out.
Put immense pressure.
So same control aspect, but just different.
Same control, and he also used it for his defenses too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty sweet. Like I kind of like
that scene does like when wasn't like Ichigo going around him and he had the senbons there, like, trying to defend himself.
Yeah. And he was getting around it. He was getting around it. Yeah. But then Byakuya had his trump card and he used his ultimate attack, which was the Senbon Sakura Kageyoshi, right? Am I?
No, that's the name of his Bankai.
Okay, but what was the other attack he had where it just shows all the swords?
That's when his I think unless that's when he to me.
Oh no!
That's when he released his Bankai.
There was another because there was another form where he used it only for 2 people. He said, and it was. He like all his swords weren't cherry blossoms. They were legit swords, but they were like in like spirit form.
Yeah.
And he would like kind of like summon one and use it at a time.
You're right. He did do it like that.
Yeah.
So I think it is Kageyoshi.
Yeah, it's something like that.
When he just ends up using like every single thing.
Because when he releases his Shikai, he just says scatter, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bankai Senbon Sakura Kageyoshi. That's it.
Yeah, so it was pretty sweet. Like when he used that attack, he goes, "Yo, I only used it for 2 people," and they both. That was the last thing they both saw.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Well, guess what? Not Ichigo.
Yeah.
He survived.
Yeah, but that was pretty sweet. Seeing that attack, seeing what Byakuya like his trump card and everything. But like I said, Ichigo, and I like his Bankai. I like Ichigo's Bankai because it was just basically flat out speed.
Yeah.
It wasn't really like anything crazy overpowered. He just had crazy speed, and that was pretty unique. And like I said, the design was pretty quick. Like you said, the drip, the chain on the Zanpakuto.
It's all black.
Yeah.
Has that suspect hilt that looks like a Nazi symbol. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it does.
I was confused when I was looking at that. But
yeah, the way it looked.
That was, and then it's a black blade, and then like he has a black cloak looking like Zangetsu.
Yeah.
In the Zanpakuto world.
Yeah, Byakuya caught up to that. He was like, okay, that Zanpakuto is giving him this incredible speed.
Right. It was pretty sweet. It was pretty sweet to see. But like I said, that fight was pretty good. Obviously Ichigo ends up prevailing and saves Rukia. Like, it's funny how they ended it because Ichigo, after their final attack, Ichigo was like, okay, I can't fall. Like, he's telling himself, I can't fall. I gotta stay up. And Byakuya is like taking it all, and his blade is destroyed, and he looks at Ichigo and goes, listen, your blade is destroyed. My Zanpakuto is destroyed. You won. And just like walks away and then flash steps. Like just disappears in midair.
Oh, but he told him, didn't he say, if I lose or if I beat you, I'll tell you why I didn't save Rukia?
Yeah. And then that's where he goes into his back. He goes to go his backstory a little bit. Because when he comes back with the next scene, but he tells him, the law is the law, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I can never go back. And he kind of said he made a promise that he'll never go back on the law.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where we know who the complete mastermind of everything is. Because when Hitsugaya goes to Central 46, he sees all of Central 46 destroyed. Like, everybody in Central 46 is dead. And he's wondering who it is. And then, obviously, Aizen appears. And then that's where Hitsugaya uses his Bankai.
Yeah.
And that was pretty sweet too.
Yeah.
Listen, they got us a couple, like, there's some of these Zanpakutos got really good designs. That was another one of them.
Like, he becomes he becomes it.
Right.
Dragon arm, hands and feet.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. But obviously Aizen has this unique ability where he can his Zanpakuto is basically based off hypnosis.
Yes.
And what you see is basically not what it really is. And he's like a master at it because he's just working everybody. He takes out Hitsugaya. He takes out Momo.
And this is right after Hitsugaya is drawn away from Izuru along with Rangiku.
Yeah. And
then Hitsugaya comes back.
Right. Because Izuru, I'm sorry, you're right. I forgot about that part. Izuru was supposed to draw Hitsugaya's attention. But Hitsugaya realizes that Momo is going to Central 46, and so he goes back to where Momo is going. Rangiku is going to fight Izuru. Yo, she ends up beating Izuru. But just after he starts flexing his Zanpakuto. Oh,
right? Comes heavier.
Yeah, do you know the ability of my Zanpakuto? And she was like, whatever.
Started doing math 7 times to the power of 4.
I was like, I'm not watching this for this.
Their sword weighs 128 pounds.
Yeah.
If I wanted math, I'd go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Doesn't she release her sword too?
Yeah,
At that time, it's like
yeah.
an ash cat or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, which takes away the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
cool.
that was pretty unique. But he goes back to Central 46, and like you said,
Gin is there with.
Gin is there because Gin actually meets up with Momo. He's like, "Yo, there's somebody you have to meet."
Mm-hmm.
They meet up Aizen. You know, she
we
can't
thought
believe
was
it.
dead.
Who we thought was dead. Yeah, we thought Aizen was dead. She couldn't believe it. She's like, overjoyed. She's hugging him. And as she's hugging him, Aizen ends up stabbing her. Like, oh, I have no use for you no more.
It's like, thank you, Momo.
She is
Goodbye.
so sad.
Yeah.
So sad, Momo. So sad.
Yeah.
Then you see his whole face demeanor change.
Yeah.
From that nice, calm guy, captain, to
this asshole.
man's a killer.
Yeah, he's a killer. Yeah, put it that way. And so that's where Hitsugaya comes. His Bankai,
because he sees Momo.
He's enraged, like he's pissed, and so we get to where Aizen just takes out him, and they finally get to the Sokyoku, and this is where you see the whole plan come into play, because what Aizen wants to do is master all the abilities of a Soul Reaper. And so he wants to take out something out of Rukia that Kisuke Urahara created for Soul Reapers to become hollows, because to master all the abilities that Soul Reapers want, they have to become hollows, which is crazy. It's a crazy concept, but to break that barrier, because obviously Aizen was saying that he went through so many experiments to try to create this form, and he couldn't do it, and then he learned that Kisuke Urahara was able to do it, but he was able to do it with something called the Hokyoku, which Kisuke hid it in Rukia. I don't think Rukia realized it was hidden in her, right?
Oh, no, she had no idea.
No one knows.
Yeah.
No one
never knew.
but him. Maybe Yoruichi,
maybe,
but it was just something. It was just Urahara,
right? Which, I mean, kind of thinks like, what's his play in all this, Urahara? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's his... Like, why is he being so sneaky with a lot of stuff? Because you see he's initially helping out Ichigo, but at the same time, he just seems kind of, I don't know, shiesty?
He has his own ulterior motives.
He has his own agenda.
He definitely has his own, like, he knows, like, because he what was the word? Cut ties with the Soul Society.
With the
because he probably knows some stuff.
Right.
That should change. Or he doesn't like anything with something about Soul Society.
Which it kind of explains further on in the anime. But so like I said, Aizen was the one that's pulling all the strings. He ends up getting the Hokyoku.
With the help of the third traitor, Kaname.
Oh yeah, because I forgot when Urahara. Remember, so when Urahara meets him up at Central 46, and
the blind dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was explaining how his hypnosis affects everyone who can see.
Yeah.
And then
right.
Urahara, not Urahara. What's the lady captain?
Unohana.
Unohana? Okay. Yeah. Unohana was like, she picked it up real quick. And then that's where they flipped to Tozen. And then he took out, I forgot who he took. Oh, no. He took Renji.
Who was trying to save Rukia.
And they took him back to the Sokyoku Hill. You know? So, yeah. So that was pretty unique. That was pretty dope. You know? And then, yeah, because it makes sense. He had to have Tozen on his side.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't use his Zanpakuto on a blind guy.
Yeah, no,
you know?
And he definitely couldn't do it all by himself.
Right,
He definitely needed people.
Right.
So he just convinced Gin and Kaname to join him.
Right, yeah. And then that's where the other captain was infuriated with Kaname.
Sajin.
Yeah, Sajin. He goes, Tosin, where's your sense
man?
Yeah. Where's your sense of justice and everything?
This path I go to is justice.
Yeah.
He was a cool character too.
He was.
I liked his character.
Sajin?
The blind dude.
Oh, Tosin.
Yeah, he was cool, man.
Yeah.
He was so cool.
Yeah, he was dope. Remember, And I kind of forgot to bring this up. The whole Uryu fight with that captain. I forgot to bring.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that was a good fight.
The
yeah.
experimental captain.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
And Kenpachi running around during the midst of all that, fighting Kaname and Sajin at the same time.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's
some honorable mentions.
Yeah,
you know?
there's a lot going on in this. But remember after when Uryu fought that captain, I think that's when they first introduced Tozen, because when he was walking up to the those stairs to the White Tower
after the fight,
after the fight with the captain, and then he looks up and he says Tozen, and Tozen is like, he releases his Bankai, I think, and then he just captures Uryu. This is after Uryu was basically
done. He's like,
on the brink of death, basically fighting that the other captain, and he goes, damn, there's another captain here. Like he just. There was
some of them had no breaks. It was like back to back. You know?
With the whole Uryu, was that the first time we learned about the Quincy's fate? Like how they got slaughtered?
Yeah, his father. He told him.
No, about his grandfather.
His grandfather. But wasn't that the first time we learned that all of the Quincy's had died?
I know that's the first time we found out that the captain he was fighting was the one that killed him.
Yeah, okay.
And he experimented on his grandfather.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I think about it. I really wish I would have brought that up because that was a good fight. That was a really good fight. It was like you see Uryu's development.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good development.
Yeah, almost everybody's.
Yeah. Again, this shows a lot of development with everybody.
Yeah, even side characters have some of the key moments. You know, like okay, you're cool. You're cool.
Yeah. But no, this was a good arc. You know, it was fun. It was fun talking about it with you guys. Like I said, man, I appreciate you guys doing this with me. It's like we do this every day. You know what I'm saying? Well, not every day. Every time we see each other, we just get together and pick up where we left off. It's the same thing with you guys, same thing with my sister. You know, we're just doing this on a bigger scale, you know. So for those who are listening, we appreciate you taking the time to listen to us. You know, for you guys, Lito and Ito, like I said, I know these guys for 15 plus years, man. And I love these guys to death. I really do. And I appreciate you guys doing this with me. It definitely means a lot to me. Definitely means a lot to the beer too. You have no idea how much it means to me. I know you guys are listening. So
we love y'all too. Enjoy the beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having us.
No problem. So, like I said, for all you guys who are listening, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, we're streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. And also, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate any feedback. You guys got anything else you want to say?
No, I am honored. Thank you for having me, man.
No problem.
Bankai.
Oh, jeez. Well, I guess it fits. It fits. But like I said, I appreciate you guys doing this with me. This was fun. This was fun for me, and I hope.
Oh, it's fun. It was fun.
And I hope for our audience. I hope you have fun listening to us. And with that, break time is over, and hope to see you soon. Have a good day.